Gym Candy Part 3, Chapter 7. By dinner time, my shoulders and hamstrings had tightened. I took it as a good sign. I'd never gotten stiff from lifting before, which meant that I really had gone at it hard. I took a hot bath and then stretched out on my bed, punching buttons on the TV remote. On one channel was one of those dumb infomercials peddling some health junk. I was about to switch to something else when this really ripped guy held up a bottle of pills and started talking about how they'd changed him from a 90-pound weakling into a man monster. The commercials showed before and after photos to prove it. They were crazy photos, probably of two different guys. But they got me thinking about the supplement stores out there. How could they stay in business if everything they sold was useless? I was committed to the weight room, 100%. And I wasn't going to use steroids like number 50 and the other Foothill guys probably did. But if there were legal things out there that could make me stronger, it would be stupid not to take them. Okay. And is it okay to take that stuff? Is it okay to go to a vitamin store and get these extra supplements? And how much can these kind of natural supplements help someone? Saturday morning, I drove to the supplement store at University Village. I found an entire aisle filled with bottles promising muscle and weight gain. I floundered around until one of the clerks, a tall guy with a blonde ponytail, came over. "You looking to bulk up?" "I'm starting to lift weights seriously," I said, "and I was looking for—" "You were looking for this," he said, holding up a bundled package of protein powder with vitamin and mineral supplements. "You take all these and lift weights, and I promise you fantastic results." I looked at the price on the package. "It's pretty expensive," I said. "Nothing worthwhile is cheap," he answered. That night, I sat at my desk and worked the numbers. I had Christmas money from my grandparents and $800 in the bank. That would pay for a 6-month supply, but no more. Then I thought about all the clinics and camps my dad had paid for, all the equipment he'd bought me. They'd cost money. Well, this was for football too. My dad was out in the shed cutting boards for new shelving. The table saw was screeching so loudly that it took a while to get his attention. Finally, he shut the saw off, and I put a leaflet down in front of him. "What's this?" he said, taking his goggles off. "You were right. I need more power, more strength. I'm going to work way harder at weight training this off-season. These are supposed to help." He scanned the leaflet. "I drank a few protein shakes in my time. At Washington, the strength coach was all over us about nutrition." He handed the leaflet back to me. "Looks good, Mick. Take 'em." He started to put his goggles back on. I want to," I said quickly. Only what?" "Only I don't have enough money." He scratched the top of his head and smiled. "I get it. Okay, how much?" "About $150 a month." He blew out softly. "Wow, that's a fair amount of money." He thought for a little while. "I'll tell you what, you're working 4 hours a week for the Jeep. That doesn't change. But if you want to work more hours, I'll pay you. You can start by helping me with this project. After that, there's painting and cleaning the basement and a million other things. You find out what minimum wage is, and I'll pay $2 more per hour. What do you say?" I didn't have to think it over. "It's a deal." I struck my hand out and we shook. Sunday morning, I took down the old shelves in the shed. The work was gross. There were tons of spiders and spider webs in the corners. My dad rented a U-Haul truck, and I loaded up all the trash and took it to the transfer station. I started at 7 and didn't finish until 2. He counted out my pay and gave it to me on the spot. After lunch, I drove to the supplement store and found the same clerk. I took the money my dad had paid me, added a chunk of my Christmas money, and bought 4 big bottles of pills and 2 bags of powdery protein stuff you added to milk. "You've also got to eat well," the clerk said as he bagged it. "Meat, dairy, fruits, vegetables, nuts, beans. No junk. You stuff your body with French fries and Diet Coke every day, and none of this will do you any good." If you've ever taken protein powder before or these other types of supplements, how true is what the clerk says, right? Like if you're taking just the protein powder but you're still eating horribly, is it really helping you as much as it should, or is it helping your body at all? The pills were easy, but the first sip of protein powder made me gag. I pinched my nose as I swallowed down the rest, and it wasn't as bad. At dinner, I told my mom that I was going to eat healthy. "Don't buy any more junk food," I said. "Glad to hear it, Mick." Only one thing bothered me. I had to drink a protein shake and take 2 pills at school during lunch. The clerk had said that timing was key. I was going to have to mix the protein powder into my milk, and Drew and Deshawn would razz me for sure. I decided to try to make a joke of the whole thing. Sure enough, when I got a cup and added powder to my milk on Monday, they both grimaced. "What's that?" Drew asked. It's protein powder. I stirred. Most of the powder dissolved, but some yellow stuff floated on top. Looks nasty, nasty, Deshaun said. What's it supposed to do? Make me bigger and stronger. You want to try it? I said, pushing the milk towards him. He shuddered. No way, Jose. I drank it down and then wiped my lips with the back of my hand. Delicious. I flexed my biceps. This stuff is going to turn me into the Hulk. So in Chapter 7, Mick is dedicated to getting bigger for the next football season. And so he, after seeing this infomercial, decides, okay, I'm going to start taking vitamin supplements and protein powder, and that will help me bulk up. And he goes to the store in town, and he finds out that these things are quite expensive, and that even though if he pulls his Christmas money, he's not going to have enough money. He's already working 4 hours for his dad to pay for his gas money and his insurance for his car. And so when he goes to his dad with his idea, his dad says, okay, you can work, extra hours and I'll give you more money that you can put towards these supplements. And that is what Mick ends up doing. And he ends up buying these supplements and the protein powder. And he has to, have it at lunchtime because, the timing is everything. And he gets made fun of a little bit by his friends. But to him, it's all going to be worth it if by football season he is as big and has as much power as he wants.